All right, everyone, welcome to the 187 District Court. Today is Thursday, at least that's what everyone tells me. So happy Thursday, everyone. Let's keep it a Thursday. Let's not turn it into a Monday. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You are in a courtroom, whether you be at your house, whether you be at the jail, you're in the courtroom. If you do not behave appropriately on this Zoom, you will lose your Zoom privileges. I don't care if you're in New York, California, out of county, out of state, out of country, you will be required to find a plane, train, or automobile or via bus and come to the 187 District Court in person if you do not behave appropriately on this Zoom. To all the inmates, you're not allowed to use the chat box. If you use the chat box, you will go back to your cell. To all of the people at your home, you're in the 187 District Court. You are not allowed to do laundry, lay in bed, be dressed inappropriately. If you do anything on this Zoom screen that you could not do if you were physically in the 187 District Court, you will be required to appear in person in court. And then your Thursday, which should be a happy day, is going to turn into a Monday for you, because when you're required to appear in person at the courthouse, you're going to find that there's construction. You're going to either have to get a Lyft or Uber or take the via bus. If you take the via bus, you're going to have to get change. If you drive down here, you're going to have to drive through construction one ways, find parking. Then you're going to realize parking has gotten very expensive. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it will invite you to a breakout room. Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement, no matter how small that plea bargain agreement is, you need to put it into the chat box to Ms. Ferguson. She's the court coordinator. She's listed as Ferguson coordinator on the screen. Do not text her, do not chat her, do not call her asking for continuances, asking to be excused. I'm the only person who can do that for you. If you see that you're low on the list and you wish to Zoom to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another courtroom. However, if you Zoom to another courtroom and your name is called, you will be placed at the end of the list. Attorneys, I'm going to assign you to your breakout rooms. When you go to those breakout rooms, think of those rooms as the doctor's office. When you get there, you're not seeing the doctor right away. They're checking your weight and your blood pressure. So everyone, we got a big docket, put some patience in your pocket. This is the order in which the attorneys will appear, defendants and those who are accused. If you don't hear your attorney's name, it is because they are Zooming or have to be in person in another courtroom. Please do not raise your hand and say, I didn't hear my attorney's name called, because I'm going to call your attorney's name, not your name. All right, attorneys, this is the order in which you will appear. Valerie Hutland, Karen Corby, Jessica Gonzalez, James Toshi, Kelly Piddle, John Winter, Christine McDonald, Ray Martinez, Ron Ross, Bill Davidson, Robert Maurer, Nifa Carrillo, Suzanne Kramer, Eddie Bravanik, Albert Gomez, Joseph Stateson, Brabach, and Rolando Arguelles. Is there any defense attorney's name that I did not call? All right, attorneys, when I call your name, please let me know the name of your client. I need to know whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence. If you have the ability to add to your name the name of your client and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence, that will make it easier and quicker for you to get to the breakout room. If you can't do it, I will do it for you. Valerie Hutman, who do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor. Jaden Green, he is criminal trial.
You said Jaden Green?
Yes, ma'am. He's here in a denim button-down shirt.
All right, I will send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Karen Corby.
Morning, Your Honor. Criminal Trial Division, Justin Lucio. I was asked to be present today for a violation report pretrial. He's not here.
All right, I give everyone till 10:30 to show up. If you want to zoom out and zoom back in to see if your client shows.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Jessica Gonzalez.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here for Albert Gomez, and that's criminal trial.
Okay. I will send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. James Toshi.
Judge, good morning. I have Andrea Watson, who I would like to, I don't see him in the courtroom. I can see your courtroom, but I can't tell if he's there. Can we find out if he's there?
Deputy Laura, is there an Andrea Watson in the courtroom? Andrea? Yes.
Yes, he is.
Okay, he is there. All right. It's a CTD case, and I was conferring with Marcus last time.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Kelly Piddle.
I'm here, Judge. I renamed myself. Can I go to a breakout room, please?
Thank you. I'll send you to number 5.
Thanks.
John Winter.
Morning, Judge. I have Leyda Perez, and she is trial division.
How do you spell the first name?
Leyda.
All right, I'll send you to number 6.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Christine McDonald.
Good morning, Judge. I have Rodney Ferguson with Family Violence.
Thank you for renaming yourself. I'll send you to number 7.
Thank you.
Raymond Martinez.
Good morning, Judge. I have Emanuel Liao. He's in custody. I have pending motions to withdraw, Judge.
And is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence, although he might have both. He's got multiple cases.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 8 to confer on your motion to withdraw with the state, and then we will come back and I will hear it. Ron Ross. Ron Ross. Ron Ross going once, going twice. All right, Bill Davidson.
Good morning, Your Honor. I have Kevin Veals, and it's an arson case, but the last time I guessed which group he was in, I was in the wrong one, so I'm not really sure what group
right.
is he.
Let me look and see. It's family violence.
Okay, and Your Honor, there is one thing also. He'd asked me to file a motion to remove this GPS, which I did file, and I was hoping at some point we might be able to hear that.
Yes, I will send you to a breakout room. When you're in the breakout room, number 9, discuss that with the state, and then I'll hear it if there's no agreement.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Robert Maurer.
Judge, I have Mario Robledo. It's family violence. I've already received, and we've rejected the offer on the record. We just need a trial date whenever the courthouse opens back up. We have all our discovery.
Who is, you say it's family violence?
Yeah, Joe Ray, on August 5th, I got an offer of deferred from Joe Ray. My client rejected it. Wants a jury trial. It's
Just
it'll
one more.
try the whole thing in a day.
All right. If you go to breakout room number 1, and could someone from family violence go to breakout room number 1 to confirm a trial date, please?
Judge, are y'all doing bench trials?
Yes, I will do a bench trial.
Is the state waiving juries on those?
If you go there and confer with them, they'll let you know if they're willing to do it.
Might be an option.
All right, thank you. Nifa Carrillo.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Who do you have?
I'm Rudolph Gonzalez,
Could you spell the first name for me?
Rudolph.
Oh, Rudolph. And the
Yes.
last name is
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. Okay.
He's in the courtroom, Your Honor.
All right, and this is the VR?
Pardon me?
Is this the violation report from yesterday
Yes,
or no?
yes, Your Honor, it's from yesterday.
All right, is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal.
All right, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 10.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Suzanne Kramer, who do you have?
I have Rodney Wiggins, Judge.
All right, is it criminal trial division or
I'm
family
sorry,
violence?
Judge, it's CTD.
All
And
right.
just for your edification, the last time we were here, which was a long time ago in person, you had said you were going to allow me off the case and appoint somebody else, but then he got a warrant and I never did really check again to see if that happened. Obviously, it didn't because I got notice of this setting. I will talk to him today and see if our differences have been worked out. If not, I will make that request again.
All right, to the courtroom, if you could go to breakout room number 11, please.
Thank you, Judge. Yes, Judge.
And Mr. Wiggins, if you could go to 11, please. Eddie Brobenick.
Judge here. I have dealt with Mr. Contreras now for about 1.5 years. He has been insistent that he doesn't want an offer in a trial. What I was going to ask you is rather than go to a breakout room and get an offer that he rejects, I would like to go talk with him and see if his position has changed. Would you be kind enough to let me do that first?
Yes. And is your client criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division, Your Honor.
And what is his first name?
Marco, I believe. Hold on, let me check. Yes, Marco Antonio Contreras.
All right, could Marco Antonio Contreras, could you raise your hand, please? All right, Mr. Contreras, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Contreras, I require the state to tender an offer in every case. So you will be receiving an offer, and whether or not you reject that is completely up to you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. I'm going to send you to a breakout room number 12 to speak with your attorney.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And Mr. Brobenick, after you speak with your client, you'll receive an offer from the state.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate it. Well, if I'm required to receive well, never mind. I'll just go there. I'll come back.
Do you want to, well, here's the question. Do you want to speak to the state first or your client?
Well, based on what you told me, I think I need to speak to the state first and then speak to my client. So
All right.
Let's do it that way, please.
Okay, I've signed you to breakout room number 12. Mr. Contreras, I'll send you to 12 in just a moment.
Thanks, Judge.
Joseph, you're welcome. Joseph Stateson.
Hello, Your Honor. I'm covering for another attorney, Joanne de Hoyos. She's appointed to Fabian Cedillo Criminal Trial Division, an inmate, if I can confer with the state.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 13. Thanks for changing your name for me.
Thank you for 13 too.
Yeah, that's a lucky breakout room.
Yeah.
Robert Brauback.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here for Emanuel Liao. He has multiple cases. I'm appointed on 2 of them. It's Criminal Trial Division. I'm conferring with Tom Nesbitt.
Okay. I'm going to send you to the same breakout room with Raymond Martinez, and he's in breakout room number 8. Rolando Arguelles.
Good morning, Judge. How are you today?
Great. Did I get your name correct?
Yes, you did.
Oh, yay. Okay, who do you have?
I'm here for Stephen Ellis Smith. You recalled it from Tuesday. He was the one that had the violations report and he did not appear. We still have not had contact with my client, Judge.
Okay, I give everyone till 10:30. If you would like to zoom back in at 10:30, we will see if your client shows.
Thank you, Judge. See you
All
soon.
right, thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
could you put Leyda Perez in breakout room 6 with her lawyer, please?
All right, Ms. Pettis, if you'll go to 6, please. And Hunter, I'm sorry, I forgot to make you co-host.
That's okay, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. Robert Mauer.
Judge, we have a jury trial date of 12/9. I can't waive a jury. It's an ag.
Okay, let me go to Robledo. And where's your client?
Last time I talked to him, he was in custody. I don't know if there's been a change in circumstance because he hasn't called me if he's out.
All right, let me see if he's on the screen.
Judge, he should be here by 9:30, Judge.
All right, he should be here by 9:30. We'll put that on the record.
Okay, Judge, I'm gonna need to log off and go do some other hearings and then I'll just come back over.
All right, thank you. And what date, jury trial date did you say?
12/9.
All right. You could hear him. Okay. You could hear you.
Hey, Robert.
Judge, could you also tell me what number Robert Braubach went to?
He's an 8.
All right.
And Judge, when you're done, if I could approach, please.
Yes. Just give me one moment. Yes.
Okay, so Rodney and I have spoken and he's apologized for his behavior when last we spoke and wants to keep me on as the attorney. He has indicated to me what he would like to see me try to get from the state. It is not the plea bargain we got, but that was 2 years ago. So I need to get, when you can, get into a breakout room with.
All right. Is it criminal trial division or
It's
family?
CTD. It's CTD.
All right. Let me see who would be on Wiggins. Just one moment. Let me see if there's a criminal trial division prosecutor. They're in breakout rooms. Suzanne, as soon as they come out of the breakout room, I'll see who would be available to take that case.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Eric Reynolds, who do you have?
Yes, Judge. Good morning. I've got Adam Cordova. He was on your docket yesterday, and I was supposed to come back today with some of his family members.
Okay. And
I
are
got
they
a hold-
here?
I got a hold of his grandma and his girlfriend yesterday, and I've sent them the Zoom invitation. I am not sure if they are logged on yet. I told them 9:30.
What are their names?
Their names are Miss Soto.
She's here. Betazada.
Yes, that's the one, Judge. And then Jasmine King.
All right, and I think Miss Jasmine and Jasmine is here as well. All right, Mr. Reynolds, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your client. You are not to leave that breakout room while your client is in there.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Mr. Cordova, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 14. And Mr. Reynolds, I'm going to send you to 14. And Ms. Soto, I'll send you to 14.
Thank you, Judge.
And let me see, is there a Jasmine on this screen? I thought I saw Jasmine before. Okay. All right, Nefa, you're back.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what is happening with Mr. Cordova?
I'm sorry, Gonzalez.
Did you speak I'm sorry, Mr. Gonzalez, did you speak to a prosecutor?
I did.
Yes, so what is happening with the main cases?
The main cases?
Yes.
Oh, you mean the pending charges? Is that what you're talking about, Judge?
Yes.
Oh, he's not been indicted yet.
I mean, but did you confer with the state about the actual case?
No,
that
Your
is-
Honor. No, Your Honor, about the violation.
But since you're already here, do you want to confer with them about the actual case or no?
Well, it didn't come to mind, but yes, I can confirm.
All right, thank you. All right, I'll send you back to if you'll go back to number 10.
Okay.
And to the court, is Suzanne Kramer still in the courtroom or no?
She stepped out. She'll be right back, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Tom Nesbitt?
Yes, Judge. Can you put Emanuel Liao, he's in custody, into breakout room 8, please?
Yes. Mr. Liao, please go to number 8. And Christine, just give me one moment. Jasmine, if you'll go to breakout room number 14, please. Christine, and then John.
Thank you, Judge. My client is here on his plea deadline, Judge. He's rejecting the state's offer and we're requesting a trial.
All right, who were you conferring with?
Mr. Joe Ray Garcia, Judge.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 1 if you all can get a trial date and come back to the court.
Okay, thank you.
Nefa, you can still go back to that breakout room.
I don't have the entry.
All right,
anymore.
I'll tell you what, I'll move you to number 7.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, I just sent you a chat.
All right, thank you.
Of course. Can I let her know I'm here or do I have to wait? I should let her know I'm back. Huh? Okay.
All right. Suzanne Kramer?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me see. The prosecutor may have just went into another
Probably.
breakout room. Let me
I
just
have
see.
so many Zooms that I'm just kind of bebopping.
Tom Nesbitt,
I'm here, Judge.
are you able to confer with Suzanne Kramer or Mr. Wiggins? I don't know if that's your case or not.
Sure.
All right, so
Judge.
courtroom, could you go to number 10, please?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. She'll be in 10, Tom.
Okay. Be right before I go, John Winter, are you out here in the lobby with us?
John Winter? Let me see where he is.
Trying to get him to send me some email addresses. I'll text him.
All right,
Jeff.
thank you.
I'll see you in 10, Suzanne.
All right, Michael Tristan. Michael Tristan, could you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
My understanding is that you signed all the documents, so we're going to come back on October 13th to get an update. All right?
Okay,
All right, you are excused.
thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Pardon me, Your Honor. This is Albert Gomez. I was just wondering, was I supposed to go to the breakout room or how do I go to it? I wasn't sure. Okay, I was just
Only
wondering.
to go to, that's okay. You're only to go to the breakout room if someone requests that you go there.
And it'll pop up on the screen?
I will let you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Joseph Statesman.
Yes, Your Honor. I conferred with Hunter on Fabian Cedillo's cases. Joanne de Hoyos was appointed to 3 cases, and subsequently he picked up 2 new cases. He had other counsel, and I checked bear.org, and it appears that Mr. Cedillo hired retained counsel on both those new cases. So Joanne is still on the theft of mail cases and a drug case, but Hunter said the offer is going to most likely come from the new aggravated robbery cases, and it'll be with Jeannie Bloomster. But both those cases are unindicted. We don't have discovery on that. I can't really confer about those. Joanne's not on those cases.
All right, Norma, on Fabian Cedillo, can we have a 30-day reset, please?
Judge, on that, could I
Yes.
request that there be a pretrial setting on the ag rob with the awaiting trial cases?
Yes. Norma, can you make sure that the attorney on the other cases as well appears?
Yes, ma'am.
And what date?
I can do October 13th.
All right, so we'll come back on October 13th, Mr. Statesman, and we'll make sure. And we'll make sure that the other attorney is here as well.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. And may I go in a breakout room with Mr. Cedillo just for a few minutes, and would I be excused after that?
Yes, but make sure he comes back to the main room before you leave.
Okay, I will.
Thank you. Mr. Cedillo, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 13.
Okay.
John Winter, Tom Nesbitt said he needed an email from you.
Oh, okay, I'll put it in the chat.
All right, thank you. No, you can't put it in the chat here because he's in a breakout room and he won't see it.
I'll just text him then.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Everyone, just give me a moment. And Norma, on Cedillo, you did say October 13th?
Yes, ma'am.
All
October
right,
13th.
thank you. James Myrick?
President, I need to speak to Criminal Trial Division.
What is your client's name?
Her name is April Marie Donato, in custody.
I'll send you to breakout room number 15.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ray Martinez?
Judge, I'm going back to the breakout room. We're still conferring. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
my attorney came up. And we're supposed to be in a breakout room.
Right, but it's not set up yet for breakout.
Kelly Piddle.
Good morning, Judge. I conferred with David Martin. I'm going to email his advocate to set up an appointment next week to go in and review the child safe. Tried to accomplish that yesterday, but they weren't in the office. So if I could just have a setting to get that accomplished and then set up a meeting with David to discuss the case and an offer at that same time, please.
All right. We were here in August to review the child safe video. So this is the last setting I'm going to give for a review of child safe video. Norma, can you give them a month reset, please?
Yes, ma'am. I can do, let me go back there. Give me 1 second. I can do October the 13th, or I can do the 15th.
October 13th or 15th, Mr. Piddle.
Let me look real quick, Judge, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Your Honor, may I be excused? I think I'm done with my lawyer.
Just give me a moment, please.
Let's do October 15th, please.
All right, we'll see you on October 15th.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is your client in custody or on bond? And he's frozen. Carlos Garcia, where are you? All right, Mr. Garcia, we'll be back on October 15th. You're excused. Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Cedillo can go back? He's 16G.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ron Ross.
Judge, good morning to you. Robin Hernandez or Robin Huerta Hernandez. She should be on Zoom. We have a pretrial diversion. The agreement's been signed. She's waiting to go to orientation. And my understanding is when she goes to that, the case will be dismissed.
All right, what's your client's name again?
Robin Hernandez.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you look up Robin Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, she will check and then we will give you another date. Everyone just give me a moment, please.
I found Ron Ross.
Yes, he's here. And so we will see Mr. Ross and give you a date.
Judge?
Yes.
My wife heard you talking about some kind of gala that y'all are having later in September, and she said, check into that. I never get the chance to dress up. Maybe.
Yeah, it's September 25th.
October?
Nope, September 25th.
Go to Stephanie's wall, go to the judge's wall, and you'll see it on Facebook.
Okay, all good. Okay.
I think it's nice when people can dress up. Yes, Ms. Ferguson?
I'm sorry, you said she's on page 7.
Yes.
Okay, what was the question? I'm sorry. I was on.
It's pretrial diversion.
Okay, give me 1 second, Judge.
And Ms. McDonald, just give us a moment, please.
Okay, thank you.
October 13th, Judge.
All right, so we'll come back on your case on October 13th for an update.
13, hopefully it'll be dismissed by that time. Thank you, Judge.
Yes,
Zoom, can she be dismissed?
yes. She can be excused. So, and if everything's taken care of before October 13th, then she won't, of course, have to appear, and neither will you. It'll be completed.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Christine McDonald.
Yes, Judge, we got November 17th as a date for Rodney Ferguson's trial.
Okay, let me go to that. Kevin Bills. You need to stay awake. Mr. Ferguson, could you unmute yourself, please?
Yes.
All right, and what date did you say, Ms. McDonald?
November 17th.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 4559, State of Texas versus Rodney Earl Ferguson. Could I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Joey Garcia.
For the defense?
Christine McDonald.
And are you Rodney Ferguson?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ferguson, do you have any objection with this hearing taking place by video?
No, ma'am.
Right. Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will note that the court does not have the acknowledgement of discovery in its file. State, will you be able to provide that acknowledgement of discovery to the court by September 24th?
Yes, Judge.
Defense, was an offer tendered?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ferguson, are you rejecting that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking for a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
My understanding is that both parties have conferred on a jury trial date. State, any objections to November 17th as a jury trial date?
No objections.
Defense, any objections to November 17th as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Ferguson, do you have any objection to November 17th as a jury trial date?
No, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Ferguson, your jury trial date will be on November 17th at 9 a.m. in the 187 District Court. Of course, if juries are suspended, you will appear by Zoom. However, if juries are available, you will be brought to the 187 District Court dressed for trial. However, if you are released from custody, you will need to appear in person dressed for trial on November 17th, 2021 at 9 a.m. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa, and we are on the 4th floor. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, when is your court date?
November 17th,
What time?
9 a.m.
And what is the court? The court number?
187.
All right, thank you. I do that because I find that if you repeat it enough, people will remember. All right. Ms. McDonald, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor, that's all I have. I conferred with my client yesterday. May I be excused when this is finished?
Yes. All right, and Mr. Ferguson, is there anything else from your end?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ferguson. Have a great rest of your day. Norma, can you let them know that L8 can go back? It's Mr. Ferguson.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And everyone, just give me a moment, please. All right, James Toshi.
Hey, Judge, I did confer with Marcus and we did confer on a trial date. We're suggesting to the court the 17th of November.
Okay. To the courtroom, is Mr. Watson in there?
Yes, he is here, Your Honor.
All right, could you have him come up to the front?
Yeah.
And is there a prosecutor available to put the jury trial date on the record?
Yes, Judge, Hunter Morris.
Thank you.
Any errors, Mr. Watson?
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 6431, State of Texas versus Andrea Watson. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
James Tochi, Judge.
And are you Mr. Watson?
Watson, man.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the
I'll have to call you
pandemic.
back.
The court will note for the record that Mr. Watson is in the courtroom. Any objections to us proceeding by video?
None from the state, Judge.
Not for me,
Defense?
Judge.
Mr. Watson, do you have any objection with us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
Right. Defense, have you received all the discovery?
I have, Judge.
All right, the court will note that there's not a discovery acknowledgement in the court's file. State if I can have an acknowledgement of discovery by September 24th. Defense, was an offer tendered?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Watson, it's the court's understanding that you're rejecting that offer. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Toshi, I see in the court's file that the court did not give your client a plea deadline date. Would you like a plea deadline date or you want the jury trial?
No, I would always like to live to fight another day. If you could give us a plea deadline date, that way myself and Mr. Watson could reconvene one last time. That would be good.
All right, Norma, can we recall this in a month, please?
Yes, ma'am. I can do October 13th.
All right, Mr. Watson, in this courtroom, I always give a plea deadline date. That doesn't mean you have to accept the state's offer, but sometimes I know that people have reactions and they need to sit calmly and objectively and think about things. So I always give everyone a plea deadline date. So your plea deadline date is going to be October 13th. After that date, the court will not accept any plea bargaining agreements. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Mr. Watson, if you're able to do so, you can appear by Zoom. If you can't appear by Zoom, then you can appear in person. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Mr. Watson. Have a great rest of your day. They're going to give you a reset form.
Mr. Watson, please get in touch with my office.
What was the date, Judge, that you requested that discovery acknowledgement?
September 24th.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Watson, just have a seat and they'll get the reset form for you. Thank you. Cornelius Cox, who do you have?
Imari Freeman, Judge. Imari Freeman.
It's criminal trial division or family violence?
And no, criminal trial, and I was speaking to your number 2 in criminal trials.
You know, this is the 187th. No one is number 2. Everyone is number 1 here.
He has a name, Cornelius.
Oh. That's true.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4. All right, Jessica Gonzalez.
Good morning, Albert Gomez.
Yes.
Yes, I am going to ask for a reset. This is our first setting. I do apologize to the court. When I downloaded his e-discovery, it actually gave me a different offense report than Mr. Gomez's. And I've gone ahead and requested his actual evidence and verified with Meredith that what is up there now is actually belongs to him. So I just need a reset to be able to review that with him as well as the police officer. Meredith tells me there was also some violation reports that she was taken into consideration for her plea offer that I've also requested from the court. They're working on it right now to send those over to me so I can review everything with Albert.
Okay. And Albert Gomez, where are you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Norma, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, ma'am. This was for discovery?
Yes.
I can do it on the 13th or the 15th, Judge.
All right, 13th or the 15th of October.
1 second. If we can do the 13th, please.
All right, we will see you on October 13th. Mr. Gomez, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. And one last thing, if I do, I'm gonna have a client meeting to go over everything. If he decides that he does want to accept any plea offer, can I contact Norma to get it scheduled sooner, or do we just wait to the 13th?
Oh, no, whatever date you all want to come back on, just let the court coordinator know.
Okay, thank you, guys.
All
May
right,
we
you're
both be
welcome.
excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
Nifa Carrillo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So were you able to confer with the state?
I did, Your Honor. I conferred with Meredith. On the cases themselves, I'm before today, I had not been able to download any discovery on none of it was available to me. She looked into it right now and she said I should be able to download some discovery on the cases, but they're still waiting on some report in order to put everything together. So she gave me an idea of which direction she would be going on in this case. And
Yes.
but again, I still don't have any discovery in order for me to make a recommendation to my client.
All right. Can you have your Mr. Gonzalez, if you can come forward?
And Judge, I spoke to Ms. Carrillo on the VR.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sit tight.
We're not on the record. This is a violation report.
Yes, Your Honor.
They're saying that you are consuming alcohol.
That is not true, Your Honor.
Right. Here's the thing, Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is me. This is your second violation report.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is me giving you face-to-face contact. This is what I'm telling you. I don't take any of the allegations as true. I don't take the fact that you committed a driving while intoxicated third or more true because I don't have any evidence before me. But if you're charged with driving while intoxicated in a felony court, you're on some sort of device, be it ignition interlock, be it scram. When I get a report saying that you are using alcohol, that's concerning to me because that means that the public may not be safe. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
So state and defense, did you all confer with this violation report?
That's how you talk.
We did, Judge.
And did you all come to an agreement or no?
A general understanding that if another violation report is picked up, the state would be looking into filing a motion to increase bond. And the state's amenable to discussing the bond conditions as they are. It seems like the scram device may be problematic. So we could increase blow windows on an ignition interlock or do a UA hotline or something if the scram device seems to be malfunctioning.
Okay. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, you're going to need to, if you say that the scram device is misfunctioning, then you're going to have to report to pretrial services and see about getting another scram device. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to add that you're to do AA meetings. And I want you to do one AA meeting a week. You should be able to do that. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do not miss an AA meeting. And let me explain something to you. You should probably do an AA meeting when you think, you know, you have a temptation with alcohol. You understand? And I'm only asking you to do one AA meeting a week. But if you feel as though you need more than one AA meeting per week in order to make sure that you don't drink alcohol, then you can do that. There's nothing wrong in saying you need help and that you're getting help. There is something wrong with saying, I don't need any help. I'm just going to continue to use alcohol, because when you do, the public is put at danger. You understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so you understand, I'm going to keep you on your same conditions. The only thing that I'm adding to your conditions will be one AA meeting per week. And I've done a lot of work with treatment courts, and what I can tell you, everybody I know who goes to AA or NA meetings, they always find something good out of it, even if it's just finding other people who are being clean and sober, and you're being able to now put them in your group or circle of friends. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Carrillo, what we'll do on your case, whenever you want it set, if you want it set before indictment, just contact the court coordinator and we'll make that happen.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Right,
Now,
you're
Your Honor, I have one question just for clarification. My client, the AA meeting, does he get one on his own, or does it go to one that's recommended by pretrial?
Oh, no, he can do an AA meeting wherever. They're all throughout San Antonio.
Okay.
Mr. Gonzalez, I don't want you having to travel, 10 miles from your home or whatever. Just find a location that's near you. And I'm only doing that to help you, not to try to punish you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, do you need to speak with him anymore, Ms. Carrillo, before I let him go?
No, Your Honor, I'm here in the courthouse. I'm here in the courtroom, but I'm in the little room at the end of the courtroom. So
Okay,
I do that so I can talk privately with the DAs and everything. But
all right,
I'm in the courtroom.
All right, thank you so much, and I love the tie.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, have a good rest of your day. Mr. Gonzalez, you're excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, Robert Braubach and Raymond Martinez.
Yes, Judge, I think we have an agreement on Mr. Liao's case. The cases he's going to plead to, Mr. Braubach is attorney of record on one of them. For some reason, there's Ms. Brito's the attorney of record on the other, but all the cases I'm on are going to be TIC'd, so my motions to withdraw are moot. If I could be excused, and Mr. Braubach's going to take the lead on this deal.
Yes, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Sharon Thorne, who do you have?
I'm always muted. Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. I have a Jason Lee Moxley. He's in custody.
How do you spell the last name?
Moxley.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Criminal trial.
Okay. I'll assign you to breakout room number 5.
Okay.
Javier Padilla. Who do you have? Good morning.
Judge. I have Claudia Rubio Mendoza. She's in custody.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Criminal trial.
I'll send you to number 3.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, not number 3. I'll send you to number 7.
Thanks.
And Sharon Thorne, Suzanne Kramer, just give me one moment.
No worries, Judge.
Clarissa Pratt, who do you have?
Yes, Judge, I have Juan Ramirez. It's family violence.
I'm sorry, what's the first name again?
Juan Ramirez, he's in custody.
I will send you to breakout room. Let me see what's open. Send you to breakout room number 10.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Suzanne Kramer.
Yes, I just need a breakout room again with Tom Nisbet.
All right, so to the courtroom, let me see where you are.
17, Your Honor. 17.
All right, courtroom, if you could go to breakout room number 16, please. And Tom, if you could go to 16, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Eddie Bravanek.
Yes, Judge.
I passed on the offer to Mr. Contreras. It is not going to work out today. I guess I'm an optimist recently, so I'm not willing to give up. I think there's a possibility it works out, but that is our current situation.
All right, so Mr. Contreras, could you unmute yourself for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so your plea deadline date has expired. The court is not going to accept any offers after today because your plea deadline date was actually in May. It was on May 28, 2021. And there was a jury trial schedule, however, because of the pandemic, juries were suspended. So today is your last day to either accept an offer or not accept an offer. It's completely up to you.
Judge, my apologies. I think I need to put in one thing. So my wife is 2 weeks away from having a kid on the due date, and I am swamped. And there are some videos that just frankly, I have not looked at that regard to one of his defenses. And it is my fault. It's not his fault. And I'm sorry for that, but I'm being honest with you. And so I would respectfully ask that you blame me on this one and not him. And can at least consider accepting a plea bargain based on that at some point in the future. I just think it's, look, I try to get on top of things and I try to do things the right way, but I've been up to at least my mouth, maybe my nose.
Okay, no problem. And here's the thing, I tell everyone there is no blame to pass around. I don't blame defendants. I don't blame defense attorneys. I don't blame prosecutors. My motto is, it is what it is. We are where we are.
That's fair.
You're welcome. So, Mr. Contreras, can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Brobenick, the offer that the state has tendered to you, that's not changing? Is that correct? Do you think that's changing?
Judge, I think there's at least a decent chance that it would change. And it really has to do with an ag robbery versus a robbery and whether there's a weapon and whether the weapon.
So I don't want to go into too much of the facts. So what I will do then is I will give you a 30-day reset. Is that enough time for you, Mr. Brobenick?
Could you make it after October 23rd? That's when I'm supposed to return from paternity leave. And I can view it. I'm not going to be on the other side of the earth. I can view it while I'm on paternity leave. I just try not to appear in court during that time.
All right, Norma, can you set this at the end of October, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge, I do appreciate your kindness. I feel like I at least deserved an explanation to you. I appreciate you not blaming me, but.
No, yes.
I can do the 29th.
All right, October 29th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Contreras, I'm going to extend your plea deadline date to October 29th. In this courtroom, I require everyone to give an offer, and I always set plea deadline dates, but I want it to be fair, so I don't set plea deadline dates until everyone has everything, they've reviewed everything. Do you understand, Mr. Contreras?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Contreras, thanks for your patience. I'm going to send you back. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
All right, you're welcome. Norma, can you let them know 14G can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Brobenick, congratulations on the baby to come.
Yeah, it's hot. And my poor wife, I don't know how else to put it. I mean, it's tough the last couple of weeks. So
Do you know, is it going to be a girl or a boy?
We're going to be surprised.
Well, if it's a girl, you should probably name her Stephanie. If it's a boy, you should probably name him Stephen.
No, it's going to be Stephanie Brobenick if it's a girl, and Robert Maurer Brobenick if it's a boy, because they'll immediately run away in fear if it's a boy, and they'll love the girl, right?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Congratulations.
Thanks, Judge. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye. James Myron.
Oh, yeah. Hi. I just conferred with the state here. I just need to talk to my client, Donato. recovery in custody and see if we can.
All right,
Work this
Mr.
out.
Nada, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11. And everyone, just give me a moment while I check my email. All right, Mr. Reynolds, you're back on Cordova.
Yes, Judge. Thank you. I spoke with Adam about what's going on and the fact that we need to make a decision soon. He's begging the court to allow him one more reset so that he can continue thinking about it, Judge, his words.
Norma, can you recall this for Friday?
Judge, I will be out of the state tomorrow.
When will you be back?
Be back Tuesday, Judge.
All right, Norma, will you recall this case for Thursday of next week?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Cordova,
Yes, ma'am.
we're going to come back on Thursday,
Yes, ma'am.
the 16th. At that time, you need to let the court know what your decision is. No further extensions will be given. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And you've had a chance to talk to everybody that you wanted to speak to, correct?
Yes, ma'am, and I really appreciate you.
All right, you're welcome. We'll bring you back on September 16th.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day. Norma, can you let them know that 17B can go back?
Yeah.
And Norma, that September 16th date is his plea deadline date.
Judge, I send you a chat.
All right, I will look at it. Just give me one moment. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And they could hear you. Oh, they can hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Judge. I've worked out an agreement that Mr. Wiggins will take. Now, I still have 3 more Zooms to go to, and I have an in-person at 11 in the 437. I don't know if you want, but I got my computer. Do you want to try to do this afternoon, come back at 1:30?
Is there any way for us to do it today? If the state gets the paperwork to you, we will have it done.
I just don't know if I can get to it this morning with everything I still have left to do. I'm just saying, I can be available, but I know that the 11 o'clock and the 437th is probably going to take, well, a while.
Yes, so let's see if we can get this done this morning, because the jail they don't have enough, well, they're low staffed.
Okay, well, I still need to run and do, I can run down to 14. I've got 2 clients there, but he runs the Zoom in his courtroom. Gloria Saldana doesn't, so I've got to go somewhere and log on to do that Zoom in hers, and then go to the 437.
Let's take care of this one. You can tell them the
Oh,
187th would
well,
not.
why don't
let
I
you
go
in.
do all that? Because I'm just resetting those while everybody's giving me their paperwork, because I can be signing the paperwork while I'm doing stuff and then run back in here. Because I just need to run to 9 reset and log in on 9 reset and run down to 14 and reset 2 cases. That shouldn't take me long, but I'm not really fond of telling Melissa that. I mean, I do, that's a bond hearing. It's a bond reduction setting.
No,
so.
tell them you're here in the 187 District Court.
Judge, could I get an application and certification of right to appeal on Leyda Perez?
Yes.
Thank you.
The court coordinator will send that to you. Is your client on bond?
She is. She's in breakout
Right.
room.
If you
number
will
6.
if you will text to Ms. Ferguson, chat to her what you need, the agreement, and she'll send it to you. Because you're in the main room and she's in the main room, she will be able to see it.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, Cornelius Cox.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
All right. I was just getting my.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh, I conferred with Market Sanders. And I need a little more tiempo, Judge. I need a little more time.
Is your client in custody?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have you had a chance to speak with him?
Not today, but I only need a little bit more time because I think the feds picked up one of his cases, one of his state's cases, and I need to touch bases and see if they gave him a public defender over there, because what happens over there influences our situation. So I would like a little more time. If the court can spare me some time, that would be I'll be very thankful.
All right. The deputy has just told me that Freeman is not in custody. Does anyone know where Mr. Freeman is?
Yes, he's over in the feds probably, because he
All
wasn't.
right. Well, I mean, here's the thing. We're just trying to figure out. So he's not at the Bexar County Jail. Mr. Sanders, do you know if Mr. Freeman is in federal custody?
I don't, Judge, but I could try to find out.
He didn't bond out. He didn't bond out with these bonds. He didn't bond out. I know that for sure.
Well, Mr. Cox, somebody in San Antonio won the lottery. I don't know what the turnaround is on that.
Somebody in San Antonio won the lottery?
I think they won $5 million or something on a scratch off. So I don't know what the turnaround is on collecting that.
That's enough.
Yes. Is that enough?
Well,
for
it
him to
wasn't
have
me
made
because
bond?
I'm here today. It wasn't me. So, but you know what, Judge, we can just find our ways at and deal and
yes.
and
I will give you a reset as soon as we know that he's actually in federal custody, and Marcus said that he would be able to check on that and find out.
Okay.
But I tell you what, if he's the one who won the scratch off, the $5 million, we may need to consider your job as his appointed counsel. It may have to turn into retained.
That's true, Judge, and that would be a delightful experience. You know, that would be a delightful experience. So, and Judge, you have my, I was out of town this last weekend, Judge.
Yeah, I know where you're going with that. And see, now you're trying to break my heart. Yes,
No.
LSU did not win their game. Yes,
Okay.
I blame coaching. Yes, UCLA has moved up in the ranking because they beat LSU.
No, I was just gonna have you have my deepest and sincere sympathies. That's all I
You're
was saying.
smiling when you say that, so I don't know if I believe that, but okay, I'll take it.
I'll pull for him to the end. All right, but anyway.
All right, so just
me
one
a
second
recess.
for Mr. Sanders to check on that. Just give us a moment. Ms. Pratt?
Yes, Judge, I conferred. I have a new offer. If I could speak to my client, he's in custody, Mr. Ramirez.
All right, Mr. Juan Ramirez, can you raise your hand for me, please? All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 9 to speak with your attorney. Javier Padilla?
Yes, Judge, you placed me in breakout room number 7, and I waited there quite a while. Nobody ever appeared.
Those are doctor's office. What is your client's name?
Claudia Rubio Mendoza,
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
criminal trial.
All right, so treat those as going to the doctors, those breakout rooms. They're just checking your blood pressure and weight. So just wait patiently. A prosecutor will be there. I'll send you to number 3.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Need to work on a system where we get soft music in the breakout rooms.
Well, I think that will be nice, but
Yeah.
then would it be elevator music? Because elevator music, you want
Some R&B, some soft, some instrumental R&B.
you want some Earth, Wind, and Fire, some
little bit
Al
of that.
Green.
A little bit of that. Al Grich Green. That's what we call it in the hood.
Do you want some Brooke Benton, Rainy Night in Georgia?
Rainy Night. Yes, and some Roberta Flack and some Gladys Knight. That would be
Okay,
good.
I can do that.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm
y'all
gonna
want me to
work on
you want me to
that.
Come back, Judge, and with Mr. Sanders, I can come back in 30 minutes.
Okay, that will
work?
be fine.
Okay, I'll be back. In
All
the
right,
words
thank you.
of the Governor from California, I'll be back. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, see you then. Brenda, it's gonna be Thursday like no other today, I can see. Ms. Hedlund?
Hey, Your Honor. Marcus and I conferred, and I just met with my client, Jaden Green.
Yes.
And there's some more discovery that we need. This was our first setting, and apparently there's a sealed case that Marcus is going to look into for whether or not that's going to proceed with anything. So.
All right, Norma, can you give them a 30-day reset for discovery?
October 13th.
All right, we'll see you back on October 13th. You and your client are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. You're free to go, Jaden.
All right, Mick Aguilera.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
I don't have anybody on your docket this morning, but I had e-filed a motion for a bond setting on a motion to revoke. I have forwarded that email to Tom Nisbet.
Who's your client?
Saul Acuna. He's not here today. He's
Can you spell the last name?
Acuna. I got a case number.
Oh, no. Yes. What is the case number?
2021 CR 1791.
All right, I'll put you in the breakout room. Just be patient because the prosecutors are working on other cases. I'll put you in breakout room number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Oh, wait a minute, before you go, I forgot, it's criminal trial division.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me put that in the name. All right, then I'll send you to number 2.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Brabach.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, did you need to be in the breakout room with your client?
No, we have a plea worked out. Tom is going to do the paperwork. There's another attorney appointed on one of the cases.
Oh, Miss Ferguson took care of that matter.
Okay. So as soon as we get the paperwork, we'll be ready.
We're working on it, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
James Myrick.
Hi, if I could speak to my DA on criminal division, where was he?
Who's the prosecutor you are conferring with?
The young guy.
Well, they're all young. All right, so we have Tom Nesbitt, Hunter Morris, Marcus Sanders.
Hunter.
All right, Hunter, you're the young guy. So you may think you're aging, but you're not.
Well, that's good to know.
I'm going to send you, James Myrick said he needs to speak with you again, so he'll be in breakout room number 10.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Brenda, when people ask me about you, I'm going to be like, you know, the court reporter, the young one.
I'll take it, Judge.
You're welcome. Kevin Bills. Yes, I don't want to be in the restroom with you, Mr. Bills. Everything happens on Zoom. And everyone, just give me a moment. I'm going to take a short break. Mr. Liao, you need to make sure that Mr. Liao, you need to make sure that that mask stays on.
Sorry, ma'am.
All right, and don't talk with other inmates. If you do, what's going to end up happening, the deputies are going to call me and ask that you be sent back, all right?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
No problem. All right, Clarissa Pratt.
Yes, Judge, it looks like we were close to a resolution on Mr. Ramirez's case. He needs some time to think about it. Is there any way we can reset it? Do a short reset?
All right, you'll need him to come out of the breakout room. So if you could have him come out of the breakout room, please.
Sure. Judge, I think they sent him back already. The chair was empty.
Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
you have them bring Mr. Ramirez back?
Ramirez?
Yes. Juan Ramirez. I don't know why they took him. Mr. Lamas?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sorry for my tardiness. I was handling another matter on a different court. But I'm here today for Andrew Berrigan. I think it was just indicted, so I don't have the case number.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial division.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And is there a prosecutor available to speak with Javier Padilla in number 3 for criminal trial division?
I can do it, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Judge, he told the deputies he was done. I don't know why these inmates are
Yes,
excusing.
you know what, Norma, could you tell the deputies to ask if somebody is done and don't depend on the inmate to say they're done?
Yeah, well, these inmates need to stop excusing themselves.
All right, so if you could let the deputies know.
I will, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Ramirez, we're waiting for them to bring him back on screen.
He's back, Judge.
All right, just give me a moment.
I'm sorry, I thought we were done.
Did I say you were done?
No, it's good. I'm sorry. I talked to the attorney and then left. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, but did the court excuse you?
No, ma'am, I'm sorry.
All right, so we were here today for disposition, but my understanding from your attorney is that you need some additional time to, I guess, think about your options.
Yes, ma'am.
Norman, can you recall this in 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am. Or so give me 1 second. Judge, I can do the 22nd or the 20, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 22nd or the 23rd.
22nd, Ms. Pratt?
I'm good with either, Judge.
All right, so we'll set you for September 22nd. All right, Norman, can you let them know Mr. Ramirez can go back? And Mr. Ramirez, that will be your plea deadline date.
Okay.
All right.
Am I dismissed?
L16, yes.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Kramer, you're back.
Yes. I don't have any paperwork yet. I know that Tom is working on it, and I emailed Norma that Rodney Wiggins was going to plead.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to send your client to breakout room number 7.
And is Sheen's, yeah, I see, share screen is enabled, but I don't have any of the paperwork yet, so I haven't signed anything yet. So.
Okay. All right, paperwork should be coming to you shortly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so for criminal trial division, we have Patrick Lamas on Andrew Barragan and number 4. And Mick Aguilera is in number 2 on an off docket matter. All right, Joe Steinberg, you have Alexander Gregory, family violence. I'll send you to number 8.
Well, could I be in a breakout room with Joe Ray Garcia, please?
All right, he will come there.
Thank you.
Is that who you were conferring with previously?
Yes.
All right, let me put on here request. All right, if you'll go to your breakout room, the prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
Yes, Sharon Thorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I've confirmed with my client. He's in custody. I confirmed with the state. We will need a reset. He's on federal probation, so there's probably a federal hold. So we got to figure out what's going on with this federal case.
All right, you need to bring him back to the main room.
I thought well, I don't know how to do that.
No, he's still in number 5. If you go to number 5 and tell him to come back to the main room, please.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Come back. Did he come back?
Yes, he's back.
Okay. Okay, Your Honor, I've conferred with Marcus. I've conferred with my client. We do need a reset. And as I was explaining to you, he's on federal probation. So I believe that there's a federal hold and I've got to figure out what's going on with this federal case.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Moxley, can we have a 30-day reset?
October 13th, Judge.
All right, we'll see you back on October 13th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can you let them, you're welcome. Norma, can you let them know Mr. Moxley is excused? He's 14P, and Ms. Thorne, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Javier Padilla.
Yeah, I spoke to Marcus, and there's a lot of video evidence in this case, Judge. Marcus tells me he really hasn't had a chance to view all that. I think it's very important that he do view it in order for him to make a meaningful offer.
All right, and where's your client?
She's in custody.
And you say it's Claudia Mendoza?
Claudia Mendoza. Maybe you have Claudia Rubio Mendoza?
Yes.
On the recall.
All right, thank you. All right, Norma, can you give them a 30-day reset, please?
Yes, ma'am, October 13th.
I'm sorry you broke up.
I'm sorry, Judge, October 13th.
All right, and your client didn't appear on the screen. Norma, do you know if they have her en route?
Let me check on that, Judge.
Thank you.
If they do, Judge, I'd like to talk to her.
All right, we'll get her here. Just give us a moment.
Thank you.
Yes. Hello.
Just came to say hi.
All right, Javier, I'm gonna send Mr. Rubio to a breakout room with you. If you'll go back to breakout room. Thank you. Number 3, please.
Okay,
And
thank-
Rubio, if you'll go to 3, please. And Mr. Padilla, have her come back to the main room before she's released.
Yes, yes. Yes, I will. You'll probably need an interpreter if you want to speak to her, Judge, so you might want to set that up.
Ah, so she's a Spanish speaker?
Mm.
Mr. Padilla, she's a Spanish speaker?
She is, Judge.
All right, Norma, could you get an interpreter in here, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Judge,
what
oh, sorry.
room was that, Judge? I'm sorry.
It's number 3, just back to your main room.
All right, thank you.
All right, Tom?
Your Honor, when you get a chance, can you put Andrew Berrigan in custody in breakout room number 4, please?
All right, Mr. Berrigan, if you'll go to 4, please. All right, Karen Corby.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. We're here on the violation report on Lucio. It was set yesterday. He wasn't here, and I don't think he's here today.
I don't think he's here today either, Your Honor.
All right, do you want to try and get in touch with your client?
Yes, I would like to continue to try to get in touch with my client.
All right, I'll recall this for 2 o'clock today.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, James Byron on April Donato.
Yes, I've conferred with the state one more time, and I need to talk to defendant Donato, please. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Donato. If you go to breakout room number 10, please, and Mr. Byard, if you go back to 10. And Norma, I'm sending you a chat.
Yes, ma'am, I'm on it.
Thank you.
Judge, so we have a plea ready on Leyda Perez. I
Right,
think,
as
I think
soon as
we've
I have
done all
the
the
paperwork,
Okay, Judge.
yes. And I'll send you to breakout room number 1 with your
For-
client. And if the clerks could go to number 1, and they'll let me know if all the paperwork is there. And if it is, we will go forward.
Okay, Judge.
Patrick Lummis.
Yes, Your Honor, I just wanted to talk to the ADA real quick. We're close to a deal. I just got done talking to my client.
All right, I'll send you to number 5 and a prosecutor will meet you there. And for the prosecutor, it's on Berrigan. Okay, because I was like, I don't have anything. Ah, it is. You say it twice and it's here. All right, I'm signing now. You're welcome.
Your Honor, may I be put back into the breakout room with my client? I think he's in 4.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, on Berrigan, we have an agreement. We're just working on the paperwork now.
All right, if you will put in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson what the agreement is so she can have the paperwork ready on her end.
Will do, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Braubach?
Your Honor.
Yes, did you need something from the court?
No, ma'am, I'm signing the plea documents now.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm trying to find your client in the breakout room. Ah, he's here. All right, thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Liao. Mr. Liao, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And Mr. Brovac, I'll send you to number 5.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, I see your chat.
All right. Tom, Mick Aguilera is asking for you, but I see Marcus Sanders went there. So I think it's handled.
Your Honor, how do I get to my breakout room?
Oh, do you see at the bottom of your screen where it says chat? And do you see 4 little boxes? No, at the bottom of your screen, do you see where it says chat?
Oh, man, it says mute, stop video, participants, share screen, reactions, and more.
All right, click on more. Does it show breakout room or no? All right. Then you want to go to breakout room number 5. All right, Norma, Mr. Liao may need help getting to breakout room number 5.
Yes, ma'am. I'll call someone.
All right, we'll get someone to get you there, Mr. Liao. Mick Aguilera.
Good morning, Judge. I just visited with Marcus. We have an agreement on a bond amount. He suggested that I email you and him the agreement number
Yes.
and put the case number and the agreed amount of 15. Now, he's not
Yes.
in custody, but he wants to turn him. I thought he wanted to turn himself in Monday, but with a bond set today, we could do it tomorrow morning.
All right. Yes,
That's
just
just
put
like-
it in the, just email it.
Oh, well. And then yours is Stephanie.Boyd.
Oh, don't get, no, it's not. And I would like you not to give my email address out on YouTube. Thank you.
Oh, well, it's bear.org. I thought that would be the public one.
Yeah.
Don't use that one.
Mick, maybe just stop word salad. Just no more talking. We will send you an email with the judge in it. No more, no more talk of the email.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, Mr.
I'll look for an email.
Thank you. Mr. Winter, as soon as they give me your paperwork, we will go on your case.
Okay, Judge.
John, who was the prosecutor?
It was Tom Nesbitt.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2020 CR 11695, State of Texas versus Leyda Perez. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state,
Tom Nisbet.
for the defense?
John Winter.
And are you Ms. Perez? I need you to unmute. Are you Ms. Perez?
Yes.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No.
No. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor. Sorry.
Any
No.
objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
John, this reminds me of whenever I swear people in, and then I ask them to state their name, they do it, and then I say state, and then the witness says Texas.
They're not wrong. They're
You're
not
not
wrong.
wrong,
about
no. All right, Ms. Pettis, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Ms. Pettis, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Pettis, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
Ms. Pettis, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is robbery? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargaining agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargaining agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Ms. Perez, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Show you what's entitled plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine. State opposes your application for community supervision or deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution in the amount of $2,131.29 to Jasmine, Jasmin Reyes. It's to be payable to victims, paid jointly and severally with co-defendant Nancy Ramirez and Angelina Macias. And there's to be no contact with Jasmine Reyes. Did you understand that to be the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the agreement?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the agreement?
Yes.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
We offer Exhibit 1 in attachment.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Perez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiving Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Could I get a date, Norma, for sentencing, please?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second. Judge, right now we're looking at about October 20th.
All right, Ms. Perez, we're going to come back on October 20th. You'll need to appear in person in the courtroom. It's the 187 District Court on the 4th floor, located at 300 De La Rosa. You'll need to be here on October 20th. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will base my decision on your application based upon a PSI report that probation will provide to me and any other evidence that's presented. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
What date do you need to be in court?
October 20th,
What time?
9.
9 a.m.
Mhm.
All right, and which floor?
Can 4th
All
floor?
right, so 4th floor, 300 De La Rosa, 187 District Court at 9 a.m. on October 20th.
Okay.
All right, it's very important that you make all of your appointments with probation. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else, Mr. Winter or Mr. Nesbitt?
No, Your
No,
Honor.
Your Honor.
All right, we will close the hearing. Ms. Perez, if you'll go to breakout room number 2, Mr. Winter, if you'll go to number 2, and from that room, you both can be excused after you speak with probation. And probation, if you could go to breakout room number 2.
Judge, will you be requiring a tap as well or just the PSI?
You can do a tap as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And everyone, just give me a moment, please. Brock, did you sign all of the paperwork?
Judge, I think I did. We've submitted it.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you and your client to breakout room number 1.
Your Honor,
Probation.
there's another set coming because he's pleading on 2.
All right, there's another set coming. So if you all will go to breakout room number 5, please. And Mr. Liao, if you'll go to 5, please. Do you need help getting there?
Yes, Your Honor, I did it, the more you asked me, and I got in trouble earlier, so.
All right, do you see breakout rooms at the bottom of your screen?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we'll get another deputy to come over. Norma, can you get a deputy to help Mr. Liao go to breakout room number 5, please?
Yes, ma'am. They're underway, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Bill Davidson.
Yes, Your Honor, I just wanted to tell you that Mr. Veals, Kevin Veals, we have a motion on file to remove the GPS, but David Martin, the ADA, apparently he didn't get a copy of it, so I sent it to him by email. And I think he wants to hear it another day because he wants to talk to the complainant. And I was just going to ask for a really short reset so we could hear that motion. My client does not want to take any kind of a plea deal.
No, no problem. But I do require that an offer is tendered, so we'll take that up at another matter. Ms. Ferguson, can I get a date in 2 weeks? Is that sufficient, Mr. Davidson?
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's for a hearing on bond issue.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. Let me look at the calendar real quick. Are you guys gonna have witnesses?
There's no witness except my client if he needs to be there.
Yes, your client will need to be there.
That's the only witness.
And hello, sir. How you doing today?
Your Honor, I couldn't hear. I don't know if she gave me a
I
date or
can
not.
do,
No, we haven't received a date yet.
Thank you.
I can do the 27th or the 28th.
27th or 28th, Mr. Williamson. I mean, sorry, Mr.
27th.
Davidson.
The 27th would be really good for me.
All right, what time, Norma?
We can do it about 11 o'clock.
All right, we'll see you at 11 a.m. on the 27th for your motion.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Your client excused. Have a great
you.
rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
All right, Joe Stenberg.
Joe, you're muted.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Did I
Yes,
do-
Mr. Stenberg.
Could I be put in a breakout room with my client, please?
All right, Mr. Alexander Gregory, could you raise your hand for me, please? All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with your attorney. I'll send you to breakout room number 9.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Hunter.
James Myrick.
Yeah, good morning. I had conferred with the DA 2 occasions, as well as the defendant as well, and seems like we just had a negotiation impasse here to get this worked out. So I think we have to keep it on trial docket. Jury trial.
Can we have a third opportunity to chat about the case?
Okay,
Sure.
I'm fine.
All right, I will send you, Mr. Meyer, if you'll go back to your previous breakout room or number 10, the prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, Javier?
Yes, Judge, I'm back. You want to talk to Ms. Mendoza?
No, where is she?
Well, she's still there somewhere.
All right, you said you wanted to speak with her and you needed an interpreter.
No.
Correct?
I thought you talked to her and you would need an interpreter.
No,
You
I
wanted to
didn't
talk
need to speak with her.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I've spoken to her, so I'm fine.
All right, well, she's already left. Next time, when you finish speaking with your client, please have them come back to the main room because the jail doesn't like them wandering around and they don't know where they are.
She's still here, Judge. She's
Where?
under review. She's on the screen.
All right, Norma, you
She's
can
under
let,
review.
yes. All right, Norma, what date do you need to come back on, Mr. Padilla? I think we've already said that.
13th, Judge?
All right,
October
yes.
13th?
Norma, can you let them know Rubio can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good day. All right, Robert Brauback, have you finished all the paperwork?
Judge, I have not received the paperwork for the second case.
Okay, the state is sending that.
Okay.
And Judge, on Rodney Wiggins, I've signed the state's paperwork and the discovery. I don't think I've seen the video agreement and the certificate of appeal yet.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, if you can get that to her. And
Yes,
Ms.
ma'am.
Kramer, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
I'm in a breakout room with Rodney already.
Now I'm sending you to number 1 so the clerks can tell you what's missing.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Brooks, have a seat. Stay in your seat, Mr. Brooks.
Judge, just so that you know, this is Suzanne. I've got the completed emails on the discovery and the state's paperwork. So yeah, I'm still just waiting on the court, but the court should have the other paperwork.
All right, I've signed all the paperwork that I've received.
Okay.
Joe Stenberg?
Howdy, Your Honor.
Howdy.
Just set it for trial, please.
All right, just one moment. Where's your client, Mr. Alexander?
Well, I told him to leave the breakout room, but not leave the meeting.
Okay, he's still in breakout room number 9. If you could go back to number 9 and have him come to the main room, please.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Miss Donato, could you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Donato, your plea deadline date has expired. Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
She is. But I think I had just reconferred with the DA, and I'm gonna just do one more conference with Miss Donato before we ultimately decide to keep it on jury trial. So I need
All
one
right.
more opportunity. However, if the clerk could tell me how much time in custody does Miss Donato have, jail time, that'd be helpful.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2.
Okay.
You can go to number 2 with the clerk, and your client will be in number 2. But something's going to happen with this case today. Either it's going to be set for a jury trial or something else. All right, so Ms. Donato, if you go to number 2. And to the clerk, Lupe, could you go to number 2, please?
Yeah, just time in custody. Thank you.
And have her come out of the breakout room once you're done. All right. Gregory Alexander.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so my understanding, you're requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Stenberg, have you received all the discovery?
I hope so.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
everybody's going on a wing and a prayer and a hope and a prayer, but do you have it?
I have what they sent me.
All right, who's the prosecutor you were conferring with?
It was Joe Ray Garcia.
All right, Joe Ray.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, do you know if all the discovery has been uploaded? What can be uploaded? And is there something that cannot be uploaded that Mr. Steinberg should see at your office?
Judge, I don't see anything in the notes that says that anything is pending that we're missing.
So there's nothing that was confidential that could not be uploaded.
Let me check on a child safe videos or forensic interviews or something like that.
Thank you. Okay, and those can go back.
Hey, Judge,
Yes.
are y'all having issues with Adobe Sign?
No, I've just received some Adobe on Wiggins and I just signed it. Is there an
Okay.
issue? Like on Wiggins, I think I just received the consent, so that's been sent.
Great. Yes, the paperwork on Wiggins was submitted, just having some trouble
Okay.
on.
That's the last one that came in and it just came in. So I think the clerks just grabbed the file, so they're putting it together.
Okay, thanks, Judge.
Sure. All right, Suzanne, they're getting the paperwork ready for me. So your client will be up next. Where's Suzanne?
I'm here.
Okay, thanks. Just give us 2 seconds. The clerks are getting the paperwork together.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much, Judge.
You're welcome. Joe Ray on Gregory Alexander. Is there something that's still out there?
Judge, I assume so, that there is some stuff that needs to be viewed in office, but Verapic's uploading for me, so I'm not looking at all the evidence yet.
Joe Stenberg, have you been to their office to view anything?
No, but I can make an appointment and do so.
All right, Norma. Can on Gregory Alexander, can you give this a 30-day reset?
October 13th.
All right, we're going to come back on October 13th. Mr. Alexander, that'll give your attorney time to look at videos.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Norma,
Thank
can you let them know 14F can go back?
Thank you, and you have a blessed day.
Oh, thank you so much. You have a blessed day too.
I will.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Stenberg, if you can make an appointment with the state on that, please. And who are the parties on Wiggins?
Suzanne Kramer for Mr. Wiggins, Judge.
Who was the prosecutor?
I was dealing with Tom Nisbet.
I can do the plea, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Wiggins, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. The clerks are bringing me the paperwork and we will go over that.
Okay.
That's okay. We grabbed the wrong file.
How you doing, by the way, Judge?
You know what? I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day outside. The temperature is starting off in the 70s, which means, as my mom would say, it's almost time for the fall season, time for us to reflect, time for football.
Yeah, I heard you talking about LSU.
You know, sometimes coaching is a problem.
Yeah.
We'll see what the Saints do this year.
Oh, you like the Saints too?
Well, hope is eternal. We'll see how things go. We'll see how the Cowboys do. There have already been some injuries, it's my understanding. All right, everyone, we're going to go on the record. And Mr. Wiggins, because you're around other people, I'm going to need you to put the mask on.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And, you know, the masks are to protect others, not really to protect ourselves. We all have to do our part. All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 12412, State of Texas versus Rodney Wiggins. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Tom Nisbet.
for the defense?
Suzanne Kramer.
And are you Mr. Wiggins?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Judge.
Mr. Wiggins, I'm going to show you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you
Yes, ma'am.
understand it? Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Off the record, Mr. Liao and Mr. Broback, if you'll go to breakout room number 1, the clerks will go over paperwork with you and let you know if there's anything outstanding. We're back on the record. Defense, I'm going to show you what's entitled Acknowledgement of Discovery. Have you received all the discovery in this case, or did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with the discovery. Mr. Wiggins, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
Mr. Wiggins, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is felon in possession of a firearm? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
What you mean, like, do I
Did you
agree with?
intend to give up those rights? The rights that I've just discussed with you, did you intend to give them up?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Wiggins, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. I'm showing you what's entitled plea bargain agreement page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's a $0 fine. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration 2019 CR 12413, grand jury number 735-724 and 735-725. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Judge.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There's not, Judge.
Then Mr. Wiggins to the offense is charging an indictment. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contents.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
The state offers Exhibit 1 in attachments.
No
Any
objection.
objections?
No objection, Judge.
Mr. Wiggins, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you
Yes, ma'am.
understand it? And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
He only asked me to request one thing of the court, and I told him that I'm not sure that you could do this, but he says that he is Native American, and so I honestly don't know if he'll get sent to TDC. They may parole him out of the Bexar County Jail. But if he gets sent to TDC, they're going to want to cut his hair, which is apparently part of his being a Native American. And he was asking me to ask you if there's some sort of order I could type up that you could attach. I'm not sure how that works, so that if he does make a turnaround, that doesn't happen.
What I've discovered at TDC, because I've had this with a former client, depending on the length, I don't think they cut everyone's hair super short. So you're saying they do, Mr. Wiggins?
Bald. Everybody telling me straight bald.
Oh, well, what he would have to do if he contacts, and this is just me thinking, off the top of my head, he'll probably need to contact a chaplain and let them know that
I did all that. They told me I needed documentation from the court. That's the only reason why I'm asking.
Well, see, and I had told him that basically once you've sentenced him, your jurisdiction over him ceases, and it's pretty much parole and TDC. But
well,
possibly
Kramer,
there could be something.
Ms. Kramer, if you want to prepare a document stating that your client is claiming Native American status, and have me sign that saying that he claimed Native American status, then I will be more than happy to sign the order saying that he has claimed Native. Mr. Wiggins?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you claiming Native American status?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I need to ask you which tribe you belong to?
Blackfoot and Cherokee.
Okay, Blackfoot and Cherokee. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, but that's it from my side, Judge.
All right, then the court will follow your agreement. The court will sentence you to 3 years in prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $0 fine. State will take in consideration 2019 CR 12413, grand jury number 735-724 and 735-725. Next, what I'm going to show you is entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, which you should know because you're charged with felony in possession of a weapon, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Wiggins, how old are you?
29.
All right, here's the thing. If you continue on your path, because you've been to prison before, if you continue on your path, you know what you're going to find? You're going to wake up and you're going to find a majority of your life is behind you, and a majority of that was spent in the prison system.
Yeah, I'm trying to change that today. This time around, like, that's why when I get out, I'm trying to get, if I can possibly get up with the courts or whatever to try to speak to the youth, like start a youth food
Well, here's
program
the
or
thing.
whatever.
I admire you for wanting to do that, but before we can speak to the youth, we need to change.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
here's the thing, Mr. Wiggins, you're gonna have to change.
yeah,
Otherwise, when new people come into prison, they're gonna say, how does this place run? And they're gonna say, oh, ask the person who we call the grandfather of the prison. I'm gonna be like, who's the grandfather of the prison? They're gonna say, Mr. Wiggins, because you're gonna be the oldest person in the prison. And I'm telling you, time passes quickly. I mean,
no,
this COVID has been going on for what, Brenna, 2 years or so? And it seems like it was just 2 years have passed. So many people have lost their lives. Don't be a person who wakes up and all your life is behind you. You understand?
yes, ma'am.
And if you're going to claim Native American heritage, if you're going to claim African American heritage, then you need to stand up for your ancestors and do better. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Wiggins. Have a great rest of your day.
You
Thank
too.
you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Norma
Thank you,
L,
Tom.
go back.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. All right. James Myrick. What are we doing with Donato?
Well, April Donato will not enter a plea, or she'll just refuse the one that's been extended. Most recently, she wants to keep it for jury trial document.
Norma, have Ms. Donato come back at 2 p.m. because I see she's not in her seat. Mr. James Myrick, we'll see you back at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see you back at 2 p.m.
Okay. 2 o'clock, no problem. Thanks.
Thank you. Norma, can you go to breakout room number 1? They're having a problem with the share screen.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Ms. Donato, where were you?
I stepped out to use the ladies' room.
All right, just give us a moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Who was conferring with Mr. Myrick? Was it Hunter?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Estrada, we're going to end up calling you back at 2 p.m. And we'll get your attorney here, but don't leave because the deputies will need to escort you.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, is
Yes.
there any way you can come to the breakout room with us?
Yes.
Just a quick second.
Yes.
please.
Okay, now, Mr. Liao, tell the deputy to go back to that room. All right, so just give me one moment, everyone. All right, Norma, on Miss Donato, she's coming back at 2 p.m.
Okay.
And also, if you can let them, Mr. Estrada come back at 2 p.m. He's in L3.
L3. Okay.
If we can do Greer at 2 p.m. He is in 17A.
Okay.
Brooks, he's in 14O.
Okay,
And those are the only inmates I have.
okay, Judge.
All right, thanks. All right, Mr. Brooks, Mr. Greer, Mr. Nato, we'll be back at 2 p.m. And then the last plea we're going to take up is Liao. And then we'll come back in the afternoon for, well, Berrigan is an inmate. So we'll take up these last two pleas and then we'll come back in the afternoon.
Judge, what about Robert Mauer's guy?
Who is his client?
He's on page 8, Judge. Robledo?
Yes, bring him back.
Yes, she said to bring it back at 2.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, bye-bye.
Because I don't think we did anything with Robledo. No, we did not. All right, and Marcus, did you find out on Freeman, is he in custody and federal custody?
Judge, I don't have a for sure answer yet. Our investigator looked into it and he said, no, he wasn't in custody, but I saw a note in CJIS that says he was transferred to somewhere, but it's blank. It says transferred to, and it doesn't have a location. So we're still trying to find out.
Okay, then this is what we'll do on your case. Do you all think you'll know by Monday, Marcus?
I would hope so, possibly, Judge.
All right, so what we'll do is we'll recall it for Monday, Mr. Cox. And if
Yes,
your
ma'am.
client is in custody, then no one will need to appear on Monday because we have to figure out a way to get him here.
Okay. All right. That's fine, Judge.
All right, is
Look,
Monday good for you, Mr. Cox?
That Monday as Monday is good, but Monday will be the day, the weekend after another victory. So Monday will be good, Judge.
See, I don't even know if your team is really the Gators or not, but you know, if you want to say it's Florida Gators, I'll go with that.
Well, I
But you know
appreciate
what? I want you to remember the game that you thought Florida would win against LSU and they lost.
That one with the girl praying, she was praying in the stands. I gotta find that. See, that's on YouTube somewhere. That fan that prayed in the stand, that prayed for victory. You know, I said the Lord works in mysterious ways. Prayed.
All right, so we'll see you back on September 13th.
All right. September 13th. Could we make that the day be the next day, the 14th?
Oh, because you're going to be celebrating.
Judge. I'm superstitious. The 13th, that can be bad vibes for my boys. So I come on the 14th, if that's all right.
All right, Norman, can we have him come back on the 14th to see where his client is?
Yes, ma'am.
All
right.
Thank you. All right.
All right, thank
All
you.
right. Okay, take care, Judge. And like we say down in South Florida, go Gators. Go
I
Gators.
cannot believe that was he was going to say. What? You're not in South Florida. You're in Texas.
Oh, gee, I forgot. All right, take care. Y'all be
All
good.
right, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
We're in that 1 year, and I think it was probably last year. LSU was just having a horrible season. And I told Cornelius, Florida's going to lose. We have nothing to lose. And he's like, no, we're going all the way. Then he's like, oh my goodness. I'm like, sorry. Norma on, let's see, I think she's still in the, Norma on Berrigan.
Sorry, Judge, go ahead.
No problem. On Berrigan, they haven't even done any of the paperwork, the defense or the defendant. So see if Berrigan can come back at 2. It's Lamas is her attorney.
Okay.
And I'll stay on to make sure their paperwork is done, but they haven't done any of it. Brenna, is that true?
I was like, I wish there was a way you could like a comment.
I'll let Mom know you said you want to like that comment. Well, I have a training I'm going to. It's a 60-minute video. And you know it won't be like watching a movie. Michael White is beaming in at 12:15 p.m. Let's see. Hi, Michael.
Sorry it took so long. I've been at 4 other Zoom meetings.
No problem.
Okay.
It happens, but Mr. White, we're recalling your case for 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m.?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
And Judge, on Freeman, he was picked up by the U.S. Marshals.
Ah, okay. You know what, then see if you can get Cornelius to Zoom back in real quick and we'll give him another date instead of this date.
Yeah, he was picked up on the 17th, Judge.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So Norma, on Freeman, let's give that a 30-day reset. What date would that be? Or either really, you know what, put him in at the beginning of November, because I know it's hard to get in touch with them when they're in federal custody.
Yes, ma'am. Let me. I can do November 5th, Judge.
All right, so we'll put him down for November 5th. All right, and Norma, I can hear the clerks talking. They need you back in breakout room number 1.
Okay,
Hi, Mr. Cox. It was confirmed your client is in federal custody. So we're going to come back on November 5th. You're on mute.
I'm sorry, Judge, November 5th.
Yes,
Okay.
because it's difficult for us to get them zoomed in for federal court. Federal court says they don't do that.
Yeah, because they have, I think because they have a wider jurisdiction. I go to federal court, they say, oh, those state judges, don't worry about them.
Hey, don't try to start a war between federal court and state court.
Oh, no, we had that war back, we called it the Civil War, states' rights versus the federal government. We had that war already.
Okay. Well, I guess we know who won. Yes.
Just wait until they move into our garage.
Oh, yes. They are going to be moved. Oh, that is so true. Where are we? So where are you guys supposed to park?
We can file an injunction. Somebody file an injunction.
All right, Cornelius, we will let you do that.
Oh. No, I wanna be a part. I want to be sitting on the sidelines, you know. I just get suggestions. I holler out from the audience. Hey, file an injunction.
Well, I can tell you, looking from my window, I'm seeing things being built.
So they're gonna be downtown where the it's gonna be crowded. They're gonna be downtown where the old jail was.
I think maybe where Whacking Hut used to be. Well, they called it
Whacking Hut. It used to be the jail before, the old San Antonio City Jail.
Wow, that was before my time.
Yeah, then it became Whacking Hut, but it was San Antonio City Jail, and at one point they housed juveniles over there. In the old jail, they housed juveniles. Can you read that?
Cornelius, I always depend on you to come to court and drop some history, and I appreciate it.
And I made a fuss, and they found him. But you know what? A child hung himself in that jail. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You can't put a kid with bars. You can't put children in bars like common criminals. But that's a whole nother. But anyway, I just thought I would throw that out.
No, I appreciate it. You know me. I love history.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So November 5th.
Yes, November 5th.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Judge. You all have a good lunch.
All right. Thank you. We're trying to make it there.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Brenda, is Fratello's open or no?
I don't know. I was kind of feeling that today too.
Let me see if they're open. Does anyone know if Fratello's open? I'm going to try to have something for lunch. It would be my breakfast and my lunch. It says it's open. So we shall see. What is happening with your screen?
I was just playing with the lens cover.
Okay. I always DIY my lens cover back in the day. You just put a folder or some tape over it.
I sent you a chat.
All right, thank you.
Meredith, they're doing the plea right before Judge leaves? Okay.
On Liao?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is there an issue?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I know there was a lot of different documents. I just want to make sure.
Yes, Robert should be taking it to the judge in just a few minutes.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Lamas, on your guy Berrigan, we're gonna come back at 2 p.m.
2 p.m.? Okay.
Yes, but have your client stay here just so he can be sworn in.
Okay.
We'll
And
take him up first thing.
did y'all receive all the paperwork on our end?
I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 1 and they will let you know.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And Mr. Berrigan, if you could go to 1, please. Everyone, thank you for your patience. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 3709 and 2021 CR 8204W, State of Texas versus Emanuel Liao. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
For the defense?
For Emanuel Liao.
And are you Mr. Liao?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Liao, in each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you electronically sign them?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. Broback, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in each of these cases, and did you review that discovery with your client?
Yes, ma'am, I have. I've reviewed it.
Then in each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Liao, in cause number 2021 CR 3709, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, state's proceeding on paragraph B.
Any objections?
No objection.
Mr. Liao, in cause number 2021 CR 8204W, I'm showing you a document entitled waiver of indictment, reading of information, and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and decide on whether or not to indict?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this cause number?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information, and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. In that cause number, I'm showing you what's entitled information. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Liao, in each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's affidavit and waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review those documents in each of these cause numbers, and did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you electronically sign them?
Yes, ma'am.
In cause number 2021 CR 3709, The offense is burglary of a habitation with the intent to commit a theft as a repeater. Because it's a repeater, the range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And cause number 2021 CR 8204W, the offense is theft 2,500 to 30,000 as a habitual. That's a second-degree felony because of the habitual status. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison with the possible fine up to $10,000. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of these cause numbers, if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering the plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights in each of the cause numbers and enter a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
In each of the cause numbers, do you believe he's currently competent and was sane at the time of the offense?
Ma'am, I do.
Mr. Liao, in each of the cause numbers, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial in each of the cause numbers. In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review those pages with your attorney and did you understand them?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your plea bargain agreements in cause number 2021 CR 3709, the state is proceeding on count 1, paragraph B, waiving count A. You're to agree that you've been previously convicted of a felony for enhancement. Punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. There are no applications. This will run concurrent with 2021 CR 8204W. The state will take in consideration 2021 CR 12252, 2020 CR 5702, 2020 CR 5632, 2020 CR 5633, and the following grand jury numbers: 756812, 756522, 754166, 734290, 718978, 718977, and the following county court cause number: 649028, 666780. And cause number 2021 CR 8204W, according to the plea bargain agreement, you'd agree that you've been previously convicted of 2 or more felonies for enhancement. Punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. There are no applications. This will run concurrent with 2021 CR 3709. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement in each of these cases, Mr. Liao?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargaining agreement?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
And Your Honor, just to make sure, on one of the plea packets, the burglary of a habitation, I had to, under the other box, put the rest of the taken into consideration because it wouldn't fit on one line. I didn't know if Your Honor took note of that.
Yes, I did. I read
Okay.
them all. Okay.
I just wanted to make sure, but yes, that's the agreement.
All right, no problem. Mr. Liao, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions? Sir, have there been any such motions?
Oh, ma'am, there hasn't.
Then Mr. Liao, in cause number 2021 CR 3709 to paragraph B, count 1, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
And cause number 2021 CR 8204W. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea in each of those cause numbers.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachment for each cause number.
Any objection?
Objection.
Mr. Liao, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those cause numbers with your attorney, and did you understand them, and did you electronically sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, in each cause numbers, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in each of these cause numbers in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Then in each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments in each of the cause numbers. Mr. Liao, in cause number 2021 CR 3709, to the repeat offender enhancement allegation, which states, and it is further presented in and to said court that before the commission of the offense alleged above, on the 10th day of June, AD 2014, in cause number 6402, in Terry, Terry, County, Texas, the defendant was convicted of the felony of manslaughter. How do you plead? True or not true?
True. Your Honor, but that case was already.
Mr. Liao, it's just you. When I ask you to plead true or not true to it, that's me asking you whether or not you agree that you were previously sentenced on that case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
No problem. And are you pleading true to that enhancement?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And in cause number 2021 CR 8204W, to the enhancements in that information, which states, and it is further presented in and to said court that before the commission of the offense alleged above, hereinafter style the primary offense, on the 31st of January AD 2011, in cause number 2009 CR 4383W in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant was convicted of the felony of burglary of a habitation with intent to commit theft. How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And then again, before the commission of the primary offense and after the conviction in cause number 2019 CR 4383W was final, the defendant committed the felony of manslaughter and was convicted on the 10th day of June AD 2014 in cause number 6402 in Terry County, Texas. How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right, and cause number 2021 CR 3709, the court finds there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. The court will find the enhancement allegation true based upon your plea of true and based upon State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. And cause number 2021 CR 8204W. The court finds there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. The court finds there's sufficient evidence to find the enhancement true based upon your plea of true and based upon states exhibits 1 and attachments. Are we proceeding with sentencing? Mr. Brobach, are we proceeding with the sentencing? Did you hear me, Britta?
No, we can't hear you.
Okay, yes, ma'am, we are.
All right, Mr. Liao, and cause number 2021 CR 3709, the court will follow your agreement. The court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. This will run concurrent with 2021 CR 8204W. Take in consideration 2020 CR 12252. 2020 CR 5702. 2020 CR 5632. 2020 CR 5633. Grand jury numbers 756812, 756522, 754166, 734290, 718978, 718977. County Court cause number 649028, 666780. And in cause number 2021 CR 8204, the court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 10 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money concurrent. This is run concurrent with 2021 CR 3709. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing in either of these cases?
No, Judge.
Mr. Liao, in each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? And did you electronically sign them?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement in each of these cause numbers, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because these are felony convictions, you are not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Liao, good luck to you. You're gonna have to change your life. Otherwise, you're gonna spend the remainder of your life in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, and thank you, ma'am, for everything.
All right, you're welcome. Have a great rest of your day, okay?
You too, ma'am. You have a great day.
Thank you. Norma, can you let them know that 14H can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And everyone, we're going to take our, I think I can speak for the whole court. We're going to take our much needed break. I know we said we'll be back at 2.